So the family begins with a nurse named Katie. She is shown trying to administer CPR to a dying patient, but despite this, she was unable to save him. The shock was so severe that she sat there, frozen. We see her hands painted. The scene then cuts away. We are shown Katie again, who has now changed her name. She has changed her life, taking the name Maud. The reason is that she wants to change her old life and overcome the regret of killing that patient. She has sacrificed her life to God, and now she remains connected to God and prays to Him all the time. Katie was a nurse. We are shown that her profession has not changed. She is still a nurse, but previously worked in hospitals, but now she has started private nursing. Through a company, she reaches out to people who are terminally ill and dying. She cares for them and tries to make their final moments better. Similarly, Katie has a new job, caring for a woman named Amanda. It turns out Amanda was a pop dancer and choreographer, a very famous person. But now she has terminal cancer. She was dying. That's why she came to spend her last moments in a comfortable home. When Katie comes to Amanda's house, after spending a day or two with her, she notices that despite being close to death, Amanda still does all the things no one should do. Amanda smokes cigarettes, plays the drums, and every night she invites a different partner to her house, whether it's a man or a woman. She doesn't say much to Amanda and begins to care for her. And as she observes Amanda's life, she wonders why she shouldn't make Amanda's life better, make her a good person like herself, so that her soul can go to heaven after death. While talking to Amanda, Katie learns that Amanda doesn't believe in God. She's an atheist, and that very day, Katie resolves to make Amanda believe in God. Kit explains many religious things to her and gives her numerous explanations of how God handles all these things. But Amanda wasn't interested in her talk because she didn't believe in God. Just that night, Katie notices that a friend of Amanda's has come to visit. This friend used to visit her house quite often, so Katie has become quite familiar with him. While he stayed at their house, Katie gets to go out. Kitty has dinner. She takes a walk around town and then gets another call. Amada returns home. Amada's mood worsens and she tells Kitty, "This man isn't the same anymore. He used to strive for me, but now that I'm with him, he doesn't value me." Amanda asks Katie a very strange question. "Do you have a partner?" Katie replies, "I've never needed one." She explains that she has surrendered everything to God, and that everything she does feels as if God is watching and judging her, and that she does everything solely for God. She has connected herself so closely to God that sometimes she feels Him within her body, and when this happens, it sends a terrible shock through her body, and that feeling stays with her for a long time. Amanda looks at her with strange eyes. No normal human could have done all this. Meanwhile, the lights start flickering, and Katie becomes happy again. She believes this is a signal from God, letting her know that God is pleased with what Katie is doing. Katie tells Amanda, "Because I'm making your life better, I'm leading you towards God. God is really liking this." Now she asks Amanda to pray with her. Maybe you too will experience that feeling of God. Reluctantly, Amanda agrees, and they pray in a strange, yogic way. During this time, Amanda tells Kitty, "Yes, you were right. I felt God within my body." Seeing this, Kitty begins to feel that her mission is succeeding. Katie's courage increases even more, and now she almost controls Amanda's life. She also gives him fewer cigarettes, all his alcohol bottles. She clears the room and starts feeding him healthy food. According to her, Amanda's life has improved. But despite all this, there was still one issue in Amanda's life. Her friend Karen, who used to sleep with her. Whenever they were in the room, Kitty kept an eye on them, and she found this very distasteful. That's why she lashed out at her, saying, "Every time you come here, you're leading Amanda down the wrong path. You shouldn't come here and ruin Amanda's new and improving life." Carol tells Katie, "Who are you to interfere in our personal lives?" But Katie says, "Because I'm leading Amanda on the right path. That's why I have to speak." When Carol also realizes that arguing with Katie is pointless, she agrees and doesn't come to Amanda's house for a long time. This causes Amanda to become quite depressed. But Katie was happy because Amanda hadn't done anything bad in a while. During these days, we see that Katie also had strange attacks. She would become hyperactive and excited. And according to her, these attacks occurred when God entered her. A few days later, Katie goes out for a walk at night and meets her old colleague named Joy. Joy is both surprised and delighted to see her, and even more surprised to learn that Katie was still working as a nurse after the hospital incident. However, she gives Katie her number and says, "You can meet me whenever you want." After all this, when Katie returns home, she finds Amanda angry with her because she learned that it was Katie who had forbidden Carol from coming home. Her anger affects Katie so deeply that she contemplates punishing herself, burning her entire hand on the stove. But the next day, Amanda throws a party at her house and tells Katie she must attend. Katie was overjoyed, but just before she arrived, the atmosphere inside began to confuse her. All these people were doing bad things together, which she believed were evil. She didn't care about anyone, like smoking cigarettes and drinking. She only cared about Amanda, because she had given her the responsibility to correct her. She wanted Amanda to stay away from drinking and smoking even at this time. But Amanda starts mocking her. She tells all her guests, "Look, meet Katie. She's a saint, and they think she's my soul savior. She'll save my soul. Take it to heaven." We learn that Katie had gifted Amanda a book the previous night, which was about God, and had signed her name on it, along with the words, "Soul Savior." Hearing this, everyone starts mocking her, some even standing up and dressing up like a child. Kitty is deeply disturbed by this and, in response to Amanda's mockery, slaps her. This drastic move not only loses her client, but also her job. She is also fired from the private company she was working for. The scene then cuts to a few days later, where we see Katie at her home. She is even more depressed than before, and we can sense that her hand is in severe pain, as the one she burned herself has now become infected. As she goes to the bathroom, we see numerous strange bruises and cuts on her stomach. She began to feel that because she had failed God's mission. She had failed her mission to bring Amanda to God. God was angry with her. God had abandoned her, and in this anger, she began to do all the bad things she had once given up. She went out, smoked cigarettes, drank in a bar, and even became close to a couple of men, after which she took another man to his house. But while she was close to this man, she felt like she shouldn't have done this. God was angry with her, and doing such things would only make him even more angry. While she was thinking about all this and talking about God, the man said to her, "Hey, I know who you are. It hasn't been that long since we were with my friend." This man was reminding her of her old life. Hearing him talk like this, Katie became even more upset. She becomes disturbed and leaves, realizing that the fault isn't the man's, but Katie's own. She gets up and returns home. Crying, she begs God for forgiveness, asking God, "Please, if you're with me, give me a sign. Have you abandoned me?" At this point, we see Katie's apartment filthy and cluttered, just like any disturbed and depressed person's. Suddenly, Katie begins to levitate, and watching this scene, it feels as if some entity is with her. Some evil entity that has been making her feel its presence, and Getty mistaking it for God. This act of flying makes Katie feel that God is with her again, and she decides to punish herself and get closer to God. She puts worms in her shoes and starts walking in them. This causes her immense pain. She was punishing herself so that Cord would forgive her after seeing her pain. While Katie was walking through the market, she discovered that a new nurse had arrived for Amanda, who was taking better care of her than Katie. Seeing Amanda, Katie remembered her mission again and wondered why she could use the other nurse to complete her mission and allay God's anger. But the new nurse couldn't understand anything Katie said, and when she told Katie about her life, Katie became jealous because she had a wonderful life. Besides being a nurse, she had a family and enjoyed every aspect of her life. Kitty returned home, and in the midst of this relief, she heard a terrifying sound. The voice said, "Complete this final test, after which you and I will become one." She believes this voice to be the voice of God and agrees to complete this final task. Upon reaching home, she dresses up as Mac and begins gathering strange objects from around the house to light a fire and kill someone, such as knives, scissors, and a dagger. While she's doing this, she suddenly hears a knock on her door. We see her friend Joy arrive, telling her, "When you called me a few days ago, I was very busy. I was in a serious trouble, so I couldn't reply. Today, I came to see you. I'm worried about whether you're okay." Katie tells her in a very strange tone, "You don't need to worry about me and you let the whole world see that I'm completely fine now." Throughout this conversation, we see that Katie wasn't looking at the girl, but rather at the sky, where she saw Bible verses. Hearing this, Joy leaves her house. Then, as night falls, Katie leaves the house again, disguised as a witch, and goes outside Amanda's house. She waits for Amanda's previous nurse to leave, then uses Amanda's duplicate key she has, unlocking the door. When Katie goes into Amanda's room, she sees that Amanda's condition is so dire that she will die one day. Amanda awakens upon Katie's arrival, and instead of being frightened, she is delighted to see her. She tells her, "I just wanted you to come here once. I really want to apologize because I've realized what I did was very wrong. I shouldn't have treated you so rudely and insulted you so much." Hearing this, Kai becomes overjoyed and tells Amanda, "Not only I, but God has forgiven you." She steps aside completely and tells Amanda that whenever someone asks for forgiveness, God immediately forgives them, and you should also ask God for forgiveness. She reminds Amanda of the time they both prayed, and she felt God within her body. Amanda shakes her head sadly and says, "I didn't feel anything like that, Katie. I staged all that drama because I wanted to spend some time with you. I understood that you were very lonely, and because of that, you had become depressed and psychotic. I was just supporting you. God and God are nothing." Katie's anger escalated as she said this. She would do anything. Here we are shown Amada's face turning strangely red. Suddenly, Amanda's eyes turn black and begin to bulge out. Her mouth also turns completely black, and the veins around her face turn blue. She takes on a demonic form, and it is revealed that an evil entity has entered her being, which is what she's saying. Seeing this, Kitty panics and, in an attempt to kill the evil entity, stabs Amanda in the neck with the scissors she's holding, killing him. Afterward, she begins to rejoice, believing she has finally killed an evil being and made God victorious. It only seemed that way, but it wasn't really the case. The twist in this story is that Katie was a lonely person. She accidentally cost a patient his life. This led to her losing her job, and to overcome this regret, she began to become closer to God, and even unwillingly, she became psychotic. She had become so deeply possessed by God that she even considered her panic attacks of depression as signs from God. And now, when she noticed that Amanda had appeared as a devil, that too was actually just a thought. She believed that anyone who did not believe in God was evil. That's why Amanda appeared to her as evil, and she killed Amanda. Anyway, after Amanda's arrival, Katie returns home and cleans herself up. There's a look of relief on her face, as if she'd accomplished a major mission. The next morning, we see wings on her waist, as Katie feels she's become an angel, about to become closer to God. But these wings aren't real either. When Amanda goes out to the beach, we don't see those wings on her shoulders. This time, she's still in the same disguise as Mac. She spreads the spray on her body and then lights the lighter. We're shown Katie transforming into an angel. Light emanates from her body. She's become a protege of God, and everyone here is bowing before her. But this was all just her imagination. In reality, we're shown that she was burning at this moment, and then she dies, and this psychologically.